But what it is, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little late. Had some technical issues. We are live discussing beating a dead horse today, perhaps. But I want to discuss with people what's going on. I've been reading all over Twitter and everything, looking at the backs and forths. I've listened to the videos. I've been doing my research by watching Candace's shows in full to make sure I understand what she said, because many Candace believers will tell you, oh, you didn't listen to Candace Owens. No, we listened. We listened to Candace Owens. We listened to Mitch Snow. We watched previous videos with Mitch Snow telling different stories. Watched all of Valhalla VFT last night, and I have some receipts if people need them. We can run polls. We can talk about, does the truth matter? What is the truth? Is it a cult? Is it not a cult? How do people break out of it? Is it damaging to more than just Candace Owens? Or maybe you don't think it's damaging to Candace Owens. Many people. She is a 500-pound gorilla. Read the room. That's my favorite defense. She's losing many followers, if not her mommy sleuths and daddy sleuths, prominent people on Twitter who built followings by supporting her, which I could have done too, by the way. Just want people to know there's a conspiracy where everyone who's criticizing Candace Owens is getting paid. Where is my I demand my $7,000. She claims the YouTubers who are going after Mitch are just small YouTube channels. Well, it's easy to say when you're one of the biggest ones on the internet. Let's take a look. People are here. Welcome here. It's Saturday. It is December 27th. We're welcoming your input. We're welcoming, hopefully, with the title and the virality of this story right now, we can invite people who are supporters of Candace Owens to the show. Hopefully we can get people tuned in and have an active debate about what's going on. And we can give feedback. I watched the show, Valhalla VFT, so I'll start with that while we get people tuned in. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. Still waiting for my check. I don't support, I'm not paid by Mossad. I'm not Israel First. I don't like Ben Shapiro. I don't like Josh Hammer. I'm not asking for Candace Owens to be institutionalized. I can play that first. Some people are out of line for asking that Candace Owens be locked up in a mental institution against her will. She very well might have some kind of mental thing going on though, too. It's possible. Let's see. The chat is frozen. We're a small fry in this fight. We're not big enough to be paid. If I had wanted to really boost my channel, I would have gone along with the Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories. Many people, including the channel Valhalla VFT, from what I understand, gained a large following by parroting Candace Owens' narratives. Right now, Jimmy Dore gets big views on his videos, it looks like, by going along with the Candace Owens narrative. It was very clear from the beginning that if you wanted to get a lot of views, you would dive into conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk, and they were endless. Handgun electrocution came up recently. Mikey McCoy walking away a phone call to Pierre DuPont. That's been dropped. George Webb wants us to go back to that. But I think Candace Owens doesn't want to say his name anymore, it seems like. She can prove me wrong on that. I have history with George Webb. I know him. He's been a scammer for a long time. And he jumped on the Candace Owens bandwagon, but now he is warning Candace Owens to get off Mitch, to declare that he's a Fed and move on, which is nice. Just say he's a Fed. I don't think he's a Fed. But that's another narrative that we can talk about, that he's a plant to make Candace Owens look bad, because everything does have to be a conspiracy theory once you start going that way. And for those of you watching, this person in front of you, this guy, this one, for the first time, I'm a well-known conspiracy theorist. I was demonetized almost before anybody for talking about false flags by the government. Some of which I think I did some very good work on. Some of which I might have jumped the gun on. Either way, I got views. I got subscribers. But I don't do this for views and subscribers. People are saying read the room to people who are criticizing Candace Owens because they're getting ratioed. Well, if that's what we did, read the room, and just gave people what they wanted, is that really an honest way to go about doing things? What if Candace Owens is just reading the room and doesn't ever want to get ratioed? Is Candace Owens panicking right now? We'll give you the latest. She posted something on Instagram. I will play the Josh Hammer thing just to get out of the way. It's very difficult to say about me that I'm getting the $7,000 check from Israel and Mossad, since I was banned from PayPal, which Candace Owens isn't banned from anything. Normally, if you want normally in conspiracy circles, to get the badges of honor, you need to have been demonetized, deplatformed, debanked. That has happened to me. I've had my channel banned from YouTube twice. Once for Las Vegas shootings. You want to talk about conspiracy theories? We can talk about Las Vegas. The first time this channel was taken off of YouTube was during the Las Vegas shootings for a video I made called Can We Ask Questions?, where I just took phone calls from people who had questions. We take phone calls here. We take phone calls on the stream. We can take phone calls today too from people who want to defend Candace Owens. We want to have a conversation, because attacking, saying she belongs to a mental institution, it just entrenches her followers. And the argument now from Candace Owens is that because people are defending themselves, they must be guilty. That's a new one. Before, it was because people are attacking me, I must be right. Now, is that a logical argument? Because people are attacking me, they must be bots. I have made such claims before, but I have a mental illness. I do have one. And I've exhibited it at times. I accused everybody in my chat of being a bot before. I believe that was probably because of my mental illness. Right now, I'm pretty stable. But stick with me. It could get crazy. Ask my followers. This is the argument. Mr. Turpin, very well stated. Thank you. I don't know if you did it on accident or on purpose, or by accident or on purpose. Candace must be getting too close to something. Why? Why do you say that? Because everybody's attacking her? Even the people who used to follow her? This Fort Huachuca story must be something because there's a government sanctioned plan, obviously. Alex Jones, Evan Kilgore, biggest supporter. Val VFT, one of her biggest supporters, got big on conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk's death. Everybody must be because it's real, right? Exactly, Frank. This is what I said. Everybody hates me. It's me versus the world. Therefore, I must be over the target. That's a sign probably of that could be a sign of mental illness. Yeah. Also, there's a conspiracy against you, just like Mitch Snow claims that there's a conspiracy against him. The judges, all of his exes, all of them, not one, all of them are in on it because they like taking advantage of people like him. She is over the target. You're taking flack. Therefore, you are over the target. That's not true. I've taken a lot of flack before. Well, because I was wrong sometimes, or because I had on sketchy guests. I had a guest who was only mildly sketchy, to be honest. Only mildly. I only cut him off because he lied to me about having one criminal charge. One. And then he turned out to be a drug addict. But he also claimed to be a victim of sexual abuse, which would probably in many ways forgive him being a drug addict. But I still cut him off just because he lied to me. He took advantage of people for money to support his drug problem, didn't work, etc. But what he said, this is Vegan Mikey I'm talking about. I really think it might have been true. A lot of the details checked out completely. But I didn't demand alibis. I didn't demand that the people accused provide something. It was a claim he made with some evidence. If you want to support this show, we are not paid by Mossad. We do not get $7,000. We have been accused of anti-Semitism many times, been accused of being a Holocaust denier many times. One prominent Jewish person with a lot of money tried to destroy my life forever, and sometimes still pipes up. You guys might know him. He was pretty well known within these circles. So I definitely sympathize about that group, I guess. Although I don't believe in anti-Semitism, I think it's gotten that way. Some of the things Candace Owens said, she should have gotten a strike for on YouTube for the anti-Semitism against Ben Shapiro and Jews in general. Talking about the slave trade, which is incorrect as far as I can tell. I used to believe it, actually, just based on people saying it over and over again, that Jews controlled the slave trade. Apparently, that's not true. Some of the ways she's criticized Jews, in particular, not Israel, etc., by YouTube's terms of service are actually against the rules. Yet she's still monetized. She's still promoted. Maybe even ads run her show. I don't know. I have YouTube Premium. My other channel, which is allowed to take super chats, every video is not allowed to run ads for every time. So they say I'm one of the real ones. That's what they used to say. Now they say I'm paid by the government sometimes. Hey, Ellen Barker, good to see you. Holidays are good. I've been hanging out with you guys most of the time. They're good. I'm hanging out. Got gifts that I liked. Not a whole tree full of them or anything. In a nice place. It stopped raining, etc. Things are good. Well, let's see. It would be nice. Well, let's see. If we keep talking, we'll see if we can attract people. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. Drop me a coffee. I'm following this because I'm just concerned that conspiracy theories in general, I don't know. Ben Shapiro is a kook who says that all conspiracy theories are bad, which is why he supported COVID, masking, and lockdowns, and the vaccine in particular. I'm actually a smart person, kind of bought into the COVID thing, lost a lot of followers because I bought into the first part of it more than I should have. But then I got my channel banned the second time for warning about the vaccine with news and facts, which they gave us strikes for and deleted our channels for. And then 5 years later, apologized and said, here you are, sir. Here's your channel. Gigi says, I believe Candace. Well, which part? That hasn't been debunked. You tell me. Candace, do you believe her that she says she doesn't know if Mitch is telling the truth, that she was 50-50 about him telling the truth when he came on the show? Because that's what she said. All of it. Wow, Gigi. All of it. All of it. Then you believe that there's an assassination attempt against her life by France, and an individual who works at a company in Nashville named Jonathan Schmidt. You believe that too. She hasn't brought that up again. You believe the Egyptian planes, although they've been, it seems like, credibly debunked. And she said she was wrong about some of it and said she's going to repost something that clears it up weeks ago now and has not followed through. So you believe the Egyptian planes. You believe the assassination attempt. You believe Brigitte Macron is a man, which she's getting sued over. I believe that Candace believes it. That's a very interesting point. I believe that Candace believes that. That's where I was at too. I have not called her a liar so far, although it's getting close to the point where it's hard to believe that anymore for me, actually. I did believe she believed it and was just getting crazy anonymous tips that she doesn't vet. Like this guy, she obviously didn't vet, basically. Not thoroughly. But now I don't know. She posted something on Twitter, which she deleted after getting backlash. After getting backlash for not criticizing Erica Kirk after their meeting, she went back to basically accusing Erica Kirk of being involved in the assassination of her husband. Tucker Carlson, yeah, but how did he confirm it? He just said it was true, but he didn't show the receipts for that. I like Tucker, but he's kind of crazy. He is a little out there. I don't believe everything he says. Tucker Carlson confirmed that. Well, what about the researchers who got the subscription, made a spreadsheet, and she hasn't come back yet with her evidence to disprove it? Jonathan Schmidt is the name I said. She accused him of being an assassin, an Israeli assassin with a different name that was working in town for a real company near Nashville. And she said he was surrounded by Ukrainians and to look out for Ukrainians. She said that. I posited that that is something she could have been sued for if it was a real person. Might be why she dropped it. The congressman, guys, for those of you who still believe the congressman hasn't provided an alibi, that's a real stretch at this point. It looks just like him. It might be a little blurry, but it looks just like him. And he has very distinctive hair. So I'd say he has proven more than enough that he was in Washington, D.C. So at least one of the alibis is good. At least one of the alibis is good. So the congressman, you say SM000 plane. Okay. Good. I like this. Thank you, LT Design. I like the anger. Well, let's see if we can reason about it. I am full of crap. Good. We have all caps now. See, this is the anger that comes out. It's good. Okay, good. We're getting what we asked for. It immediately is angry and defensive or religious. That's the religious part of it is actually a problem too. I've gone down that road before too. It's because Mitch's email appeared because she prayed to God and she's a good Catholic. All right. Anyway, let's show Josh Hammer being inappropriate so we can just show that. I'm a moron. Thank you. Okay, good. Thank you, sir. Stick around. Israeli cell phones, etc. We're trying to take a reasonable look at it. So you can't say I'm not trying to destroy Candace Owens. I haven't been from the beginning. Because if they do censor her, that would be bad for me. So I don't want that. We want to combat illogic with logic and facts, if that's what matters. If the truth matters, that's what we're asking about. And you can buy t-shirts from me too. We have t-shirts and they're super inexpensive. These are our shirts. Truth matters. You see that? We have a few of those left. Truth matters. And question everything. Just to show you, we believe in asking questions. Asking questions is fine. Demanding, accusing, and then demanding is different from asking questions. But questions is good. Questions with evidence is better. Questions with evidence is the best way to do it if you want to actually get to the bottom of things. Accusations and then demands, not the best way to do things. Okay. She's making accusations. She's accused TPUSA of being involved in the murder. She's accused TPUSA for sure of being involved in a cover-up without evidence. They've kind of misled about certain things. I'll admit to that. TPUSA was misleading about the Jewish stuff. I'll admit to that. She showed the text. She came with the receipts. Anyway, buy these t-shirts. They're $10. I mean, what are you going to do? $10 each, especially ladies. Hopefully we get some of those tuned in. We have these in stock for sure. Question everything, ladies, Candace Owens supporters. It's a female coded show. Many of her biggest supporters are ladies. One of her biggest lady supporter dropped off today. I can show you that. But ladies, check those out. Question everything in Bella and Canvas. Hopefully you know that brand, ladies. Very nice shirts. We have those in stock in several sizes still. Because we have more men than women that tune in, but actually women tune into the show too. We also have Bitcoin shirts for people worried about the financial collapse. Those are in stock for sure. Get them in bulk, $10, $5, $20 for this sweatshirt, which is so nice. Get them while you can. Truthclothing.io. That's a going out of business liquidation sale. And once again, the beneficial thing to do, the easy thing to do, is to go along with it. It has been this whole time. Now it's starting to turn a little bit. Now you can get people by criticizing Candace Owens. You can also get viewers. So I see it both ways. But for 3 months straight, the easy way to go, the way to go that gets you followers, that gets you money, is to go along with it. That is the grift. Okay, just so you're clear. You have to be really clear on that. The grift is not criticizing Candace Owens. It still isn't. The grift is to go along with Candace Owens. The people that follow her, that keep supporting her with bullshit, like saying a Modi wasn't there, those are the people you should wonder about. Very seriously. Double plus said her accusation are that Mitch might have seen some of them at the fort. You made the leap to murder. I believe she said that they were complicit. She said they were complicit in the cover-up. And it's strongly implied. I believe on Piers Morgan, she may have also said complicit in the murder. But I'm okay being fact checked on it. That's okay. The strong implication. Very strong. Oh, actually, well, listen. She said the military, here, listen to this. She said the military, before she introduced Mitch, before he was going to also include Erica Kirk in his accusation, she said this. I'll show this.
What I'm about to tell you guys today.
And we'll go here.
What I'm about to tell you guys today is going to positively blow your mind. I just cannot see how this would lead to anything other than a full confession from the government about the military's involvement in his assassination, but I'm just going to deliver the facts and see where they land. Welcome back to Candace.
There you go.
What I'm about to tell you guys
is, so there, that's an accusation, I think. Pretty much that because she's going to have Mitch on, and the military, because of Mitch's testimony, is going to have to admit that they were involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So that's her basically setting it up to say that when Mitch comes on, he's going to talk about an assassination plot to kill Charlie Kirk. So when the guest came on, he implicated Harpole, Congressman Modi, of being at this meeting. He later threw in Cabot from Daily Wire. People aren't really getting into that too much yet, but they're still demanding an alibi. So the implication, and then Erica was there the night before, the 8th. So the implication strongly is that they were all there in a meeting to plan Charlie's murder. She does not want to get sued. And she's not stupid. She's not a genius, but she's not stupid. She knows better than to outright support Mitch's claims, although she's getting pretty close. She said now she's more convinced than ever, because Erica tried to give an alibi, that Erica was involved. And this is what people want to hear very clearly. They want to hear that Erica Kirk was involved. They don't like Erica. She's weird. She wears rings. She's very emotional. People think it's fake. She did the casket thing. I have to admit, that was super weird. She's an actress. She's a pageant queen. TPUSA is a show. It's a nonprofit. It's a political nonprofit. They have motives. They have motives to get people elected. They have motives to keep their Jewish donors. Charlie Kirk had a special website for Jewish donors where he distanced himself from Candace Owens. But he had his principles too. He liked Tucker. The Jewish interests hate Tucker. He won Anti-Semite of the Year. Next year, it'll probably be Megan. TPUSA wants to hold it all together. Everybody, the Jewish interests and the anti-Jewish interests, because that's what you have to do now. It's going to be very difficult. Charlie was trying to hold it together up until the very end, up until the day before he died. He was trying to hold it together. Many people, and actually, and Candace also said Israel is involved. I'm pretty sure she said that explicitly, that she's convinced Israel was involved because Ben Shapiro hates her. So I can see by the chat we have many people who agree with me, which is surprising. I was hoping to get more Candace Owens supporters because we're trying to deprogram people or reprogram people to understand how things work. Many people say that she should win a journalism award. I've seen that, a journalism award. Okay. So let me explain how that works. From somebody who's made mistakes before and can comment on it now. If you're going to interview somebody who's going to make claims, then you should ask the people you're going to make claims about in advance whether those claims are true and allow them to provide evidence that they're not true if they'd like to. If they so much as say that the claims are not true, then that is a part of your story that you must express if you're following journalism. If you believe somebody's claims are maybe 50-50 and it's going to amount to an accusation, then you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do the interview. If it was journalism, you can look at like what Matt Taibbi says, who is a real journalist, who's been talking about Candace Owens. If somebody gives you a comment, then you say, okay, well, so if she's going to allow this Mitch interview to go forward, which she shouldn't have, if she was going to allow it, then she would also be obliged to say, well, they deny it. They don't need to provide alibis. They can if they want. You just say, oh, well, they deny it. And then the burden of proof goes right back to Candace Owens, not the people who have to provide alibis. That's just not the way it works. That's not journalism. She has no evidence of the claims. She has evidence the guy was there. She has evidence the guy was there at a different time than he needs to have been there. She just has evidence the guy was at the base. But that's not the important part of the story at all. Anybody can go to a military base and act like a lunatic, which apparently he did. So that's not the point. The point is he said he saw people without any evidence so far. And Candace is supposedly digging for evidence. She has millions of people listening to her. She's asking for them to send her tips. She has received, as far as we can tell, no tips that prove the claims. And everybody denies it now. Everybody accused except for Cabot has denied it now. So demanding that they prove it any further is they're not obligated to. But they have. Amodi did. Harpole basically did. You really have to stretch Harpole's alibi to say he could have theoretically been there, but it's highly unlikely. He could have theoretically been there if it really happened at 7:30 a.m. But Candace only proved that Mitch was there at 11:17 a.m. And if it was at 11:17 a.m., then Harpole's alibi is also good because he couldn't have possibly gotten back for his flight. Erica Kirk, as far as providing an alibi, well, let's say she was at home, or let's say she had a receipt for a store she went to. Well, providing the metadata for her exact location would dox her. If she provided the metadata or a receipt for a store she went to, that's doxing her. She doesn't need stalkers more than she already has. So in order for Erica Kirk to provide a solid alibi, which surely we have cell phones that follow us all the time. So anybody, if it was subpoenaed or something like that, if it was a real court case, then you would subpoena your location and you could have your just location. But that would leave you open to personal risk. So I can understand why Erica hasn't done that. She provided pictures of herself with some kids who aren't necessarily hers. So arguing that it wasn't her kid doesn't really matter. She provided some evidence from a photograph that was taken at a specific time that she was at a different location. Apparently it was the 9th, but there's some argument that it actually was the 8th and the guy stated it wrong. Either way, she says she wasn't there. That's enough. That's enough. If it's that's enough that he should have never been platformed. The other stuff is insane. Let's see. I'm checking the chat for people. Who says, Nathan, do you think Candace is lying about everything? Lying. I don't know. I don't think she vets her sources. The Egyptian planes seems like it came from some email source. The story about the French assassination came from some source. She's dropped that. Pierre Dupont, she's dropped that. I just don't think she does research at all. I think she gets emails, runs them by her staff, and then goes with it, especially if it's convenient. That's what I think. I think Mitch was convenient. She prayed for it. She had 1 million unopened emails. It was the top one. He was telling a story she liked. She went with it, even though she admits in this clip that she didn't even know if it was true. So I'll show you that. This is the response. So last night, Valhalla VFT showed evidence with receipts that many, many women, pretty much every woman that Mitch has ever come in contact with, has a restraining order against him, pretty much. One restraining order, listen, I understand. One restraining order, one woman, sure, it could be domestic issues. We all have issues with relationships. I get it. But all of them coming out of the woodwork, okay, that's a problem. She raised 104. She's a woman with a female audience. We assume that she's against domestic violence, although she's not showing it. She doesn't care about his past. She told her audience, ignore his past. She told her audience, ignore his past. Her audience of women, ignore his past. Even though he's been credibly accused, and I can show you evidence. He admitted to punching a woman in the face, at least. And then he's got 1 million domestic violence restraining orders against him, which keep being renewed. You can actually defend yourself from those if you're not a bad guy. They keep being renewed by judges. Nuckfucket says women are always abusing Navy SEALs. Yeah, I mean, the first thing I showed was his story about being attacked by a hammer and having the woman dislocate his arm. I mean, he's 250 pounds, ex-Green Beret. Really? I mean, are these women all able to attack you? Diamantra Beats says, like you said a week ago, she is either schizophrenic or having postpartum psychosis. You think it's that far, huh? It's possible. It's totally possible. I don't want to see her locked up. I don't think she would be locked up for long if they took her in. But she's not that crazy where she's going to be taken in on 5150, being a harm to herself or others. Although at this point, she is kind of stalking Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk could probably file some kind of restraining order against her at this point, probably. Showing stuff, talking about her kids and stuff. It is kind of dangerous what she's doing. So I could see the argument kind of either way. It seems like she really liked Charlie. Charlie married somebody else. She got kicked out of TPUSA for the most part. That's what it seems like to me. I'm not following a narrative. That's just what it seems like. Seems like she wanted to marry Charlie Kirk to me. Based on the videos she posts, based on the text she reads. Seems like she feels like she should have been the one to me. I can't say for sure. That's just what it seems like to me. This is what she said anyway on our Instagram last night. After the claims came out, the Hall of VFT showed all the police reports, showed the restraining orders, showed the judge's reports, showed some text messages, showed some victim statements. Today, what's his name? Paramount Tactical, who I won't take as much because he wasn't ever a supporter of Candace Owens. The Hall was. Paramount Tactical had women on his show showing their face, telling their stories about Mitch Snow being a serial abuser. Double Plus says she likely has fumbled some of her investigation. Mitch is sus, but her authenticity is intact. I do not believe she is engaged in deception. I have to think about it. I want to think that. But she has to do much, much, much better. She has to do much better from here on out. Otherwise, then you have to say she's being disingenuous at a certain point. At a certain point, when people bring out all the facts about this guy Mitch, who has fabricated things in the past, definitively, who pretty much who is at least accused of lying on her show about his military past. So apparently lied on her show about the drug cartels being after him, about the reason he had to change his name. Apparently those were lies based on, sure, his ex-wives and stuff. Apparently he's out of the military because of a drunken accident. So given the fact that he lied on her show, she needs to come clean. Otherwise, then you have to say, no, she's not. No, her authenticity is not intact if she doesn't respond to this stuff in a reasonable way. And saying he's a Fed, that's not a reasonable way to do it. That he was sent in to discredit her, no. She has to admit she fucked up. She's not. This is her response on Instagram. Let me play it.
Now, truthfully, I put it at 50-50 because, like I said on my show, I believe that he was at this meeting was significant and that it concluded. I felt really strongly that he saw Brian Harpole. But what's his memory like? Are you good at remembering faces? Did you just see another blonde and think that it was Erica Kirk? Genuinely, I thought it was at like 50-50 until tonight, where
all of a sudden there were all these attacks regarding Fort Huachuca. We didn't really know where they were coming from. You got people calling me insane. Alex Jones jumps into the foray. I'm like, what is happening right now? Why does Fort Huachuca have so many people triggered? Well, now, truthfully, I put it at 50-50 because, like I said on my show,
so she had put it at 50-50. Now that Erica Kirk has said she wasn't there, now she believes Erica was there. So it's not getting better, it's getting worse. And her followers, I'm just like trying to pick them off, or like I'm too actively involved, to be honest. I'm on Twitter responding to her followers. Well, that's not important. That's the line. It's not important. Doesn't matter. We don't care. That's what I'm hearing mostly. That's what I'm seeing mostly. I'm following it. It's like, I'm like, what is this? Is it a mind virus? We don't care. It doesn't matter. Were those people there or not? They have to prove it. That's the response. We don't care. It doesn't matter. Were those people there or not? Where are their alibis? And then there are alibis, but those aren't good enough. There are denials. Those aren't good enough. They need to prove it. Ball is in their court. Why? He's a liar. He's an abuser. He's a liar. He lied on her show about at least part of it. His history, he's done it over and over again. He's gone on different podcasts, and he made $143,000 so far. And apparently he's got money problems. So he has a motive to lie. 143,000 motives to lie. So, like, there's nothing believable about what he said. People are like, oh, this is what people say. I'll just give you guys the arguments. They say, oh, even mafia guys or criminals testify against other criminals in court. Well, if they had been shown to be liars in the past, then their testimony really wouldn't stand up. And character assassination, people say they're just attacking the source, not the facts. Well, the source matters, because if the source is unreliable, then you don't have a story. And she needs to come up with the proof. Like, nobody is demanding proof none of her followers are demanding proof from Candace Owens. And she has none. So anyway, I'll show you the Give, Stand, Go. Somebody asked what it's for. Helping Mitch pay for some of his legal costs to right the wrongs of his past. This is what it's for. The Give, Stand, Go. Helping Mitch to pay for some of the legal costs to right the wrongs of his past. The way the United States treats its servicemen is positively despicable. The corruption that exists at the top of our armed services needs to be corrected. That's what it's for. It's because he was mistreated by the government, which now has basically been proven to be totally made up. He's on disability. He's probably getting paid by the government to do nothing. And apparently he does nothing, according to all his wives. He doesn't work. He plays video games. He maxes out other people's credit cards. He doesn't pay child support. And she's not saying anything about this GoFundMe for someone who's, oh, what happened here? Oh, I have to plug in my computer before it dies. So she needs to refund the money. She has to refund the money at least, but she's not going there. So Tums, yes. I don't know why she needed to set up a GoFundMe for the Mitch guy. Was he promised it in advance? I don't know. It should go toward his kids and his ex-wives who he stole money from. If she does that, that'd be great. That's what she should do. But to go any further forward, saying his past doesn't matter, then she's just endorsing of someone who's credibly accused of being a wife abuser, which isn't a good look. So that's my take on it. It's still going on in the news. We didn't get very many Candace people here, as far as I can see in the chat. Just a few called me a moron, so I was full of crap. But most people here seem to agree. So that's not looking good for her. A lot of people are falling off. So, and it's not 20 years ago. It's recent. She kind of says it was 20 years ago. So she didn't vet him, etc. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I can check to see if you guys gave me any coffees. We'll see. I don't think I have much more to add unless people object, but people actually aren't objecting, which is surprising to me. Most people on Twitter are being attacked by her followers or are simping for her to keep the grift going. So let me check my coffee, see if anybody dropped me any today. Bum, bum, bum. I'll still check the chat. Diamantra Beats, and we can keep going to the chat too. I'll keep going to the chat if anybody has any comments. What do you think Candace's exit strategy will be, Nathan? She's stuck. I don't know what she's going to do. I don't know. It looks like she's going to try to keep it going, but it's going to keep getting worse. It's not going to get better. So I don't think she has an exit strategy. I think she's planning to keep going, as far as I can tell, based on her posts on Twitter. Her posts on Twitter, she posted something about Islamophobia. So she's trying to court leftists, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying I disagree with her, but she posted something about that today, trying to court like Tucker Carlson fans, trying to say they're on the same team still. Megyn Kelly already told her she should stop talking about TPUSA and Erica. So Megyn Kelly, she lost. All right, Gina, thank you. Gina bought 3 coffees. Says, thank you for bringing us the news, the real news. So happy to have the show back. Thank you, Gina. Appreciate you. Many people are finding the channel again. Oh, Jackie, you want me to show you that? Thank you for asking. Who is the woman you mentioned who was dropped off from supporting Candace? Apparently one of her biggest followers. I'll show you that. Thank you. Thanks for the question. Very good. She lost Evan Kilgore. I don't even know these people. I'm pretty sure she lost Sam Parker a little bit. The woman, oh no. She's Christian. I thought I had it saved in my bookmarks. Oh, hold on. Let me try. Let me try to find it for you. Gosh darn it. I thought I saved that in my bookmarks. Candace lost Christian. We'll try. Let's see. Let's see how good. Oh no. What was the tweet about? I think it was Kanakoa who did it. So I'll look on Kanakoa's account. Kanakoa. Is that how you spell it? No. Kanakoa. Yes, Kanako the Great. Let's see. Nope. Somebody else. Candace lost. Let's try that. Can't find it. She's Christian. She's big deal. If you said the name, maybe I'd recognize it. How can I find it? Maybe I'll ask Gemini. Let's see how good the AI is. Let's see how good it is. I'm going to let it think. Carly Todd, you missed the show? Didn't have notifications on? Yeah, hit the bell. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment for the algorithm anons. We'll see what happens with silver over the weekend. That's a big story. We're going to try to find out exactly who this person was. Relayer said they said today that Mitch's wife, who dislocated his shoulder, weighs 90 pounds. Yeah, that was the first thing I played. Just from listening to the interview, I was like, that's not believable. He got arrested for breaking the door down with a hammer. So he turned it around and said he was in prison and she attacked him. And he said it on a podcast. And actually, the result of that podcast was stalking, was that he was accused of stalking by telling that story. Having a hard time fulfilling your request. All right, thanks. Let's see if Grok knows. Grok. There's news today on X about a prominent female supporter of Candace Owens being critical of her guest, Mitch Snow. Can you tell me who that was? Let's see. Grok maybe knows. How do we stop these data centers before it's too late? Well, we're going to have, oh, here it is. I found it. Grok is good. Maybe I have to go for Grok. Morgan Ariel, if you know who that is. Apparently, she's been a big supporter. Morgan Ariel. This person. Share this tab. Thank you, Grok. I love you. This person. Morgan Ariel, nationalist, Christian cultural commentator, lioness for Jesus Christ, fashion designer and CEO. She said, I love and support Candace Owens and have immense respect for her and her work in the investigation of Charlie Kirk's assassination. I cannot, in good faith, get behind Mitchell Snow. The Holy Spirit isn't giving me the green light concerning him. In fact, quite the opposite. I'm disturbed in my soul about him. If concrete evidence to substantiate his claims is presented, I'm more than willing to reconsider my position, but this is where I currently stand. I advise everybody to pray and seek the Lord on the matter for yourselves. And then you can read the comments. Someone says, the Holy Spirit isn't giving me the green light about you all of a sudden. Nina says, bad guys see bad things happen too, not just good guys. The real concern is we have no evidence of where Erica Kirk was on the morning of September 8th, and we don't have proof where Charlie's head of security was either. Buying a ticket doesn't mean you are on the plane. So that's what people are saying. Data centers, yeah, we have to count on Bernie Sanders. Sorry, I didn't say that. Bernie Sanders wants to stop data centers, and probably AOC. But we can't stop them. Well, actually, local places can stop them. They might end up stopping themselves. Because we have a crash. Because of the AI bubble and all the debt spending and stuff. They're already being pushed back, data centers being built. So you can just hope for the economy to do its work and things slow down. Jeremy says, facts is AI already took over. We're playing catch up, trying to figure out its complex distractions. Yeah. The AI thing, the book is written. It's probably over. Nothing we can do to stop it. We can slow it down, maybe. Elon Musk says he wishes he could slow it down, but it's impossible. We can try, but China will do it. So we're fucked. It's a black pill here, mostly. Doom and gloom. AI doom and gloom. Economic doom and gloom. But buy silver, buy gold, etc. Data centers will use so much electricity. Yeah, they use a lot of power. And China has a lot more power than we do. But they use a lot of power, and they make your electric bill go up. Probably, though, I'm guessing, corporations that want to build data centers will have to subsidize electricity bills. That will be the first form of universal basic income to come from corporations, I predict. If they want to keep building data centers, they're going to have to say, okay, we'll subsidize your electricity so that people's electric bills don't go up and they don't revolt, most likely. They use a lot of water too. So I'm guessing. Gigi says, do I still like Bitcoin? I like it a lot in theory. I'm concerned about it over the next 2 or 3 years, but I like it a lot in theory. Right now, I prefer metals or even synthetic metals. Right now, if you're going to get crypto, you can get synthetic gold, PAX G, which has just performed a lot better. Seems like people are showing a preference for things that are real. Even Elon Musk is freaked out about silver. He tweeted about it. He was like, this is bad. And we're thinking, oh no, this is good. But it could be in the end of the world. It could be a big economic crash. BTC is good. I'm going to buy it again. But I think the biggest proponent of Bitcoin, Michael Saylor, is running a scam with his stock called STRC. I believe it's a very elaborate Ponzi. STRC, it's called Stretch. Promises 10% returns, risk-free, based on the price of Bitcoin going up. But I don't think that's real. Tax-free too. So I think Michael Saylor is going to cause problems, and that'll be similar to when that Jewish guy caused problems who ran the effective altruist autistic kid who's in jail now. It'll be similar to when that happened, when Michael Saylor gets liquidated. That's just what I'm worried about. So I'm kind of out for the moment of Bitcoin, but I like it. I sell shirts that say Bitcoin on it. Bitcoin saves. I think it's good. It has all the properties of money, which our money doesn't have. So FTX, yeah. What was his name? FTX. His name was Bankman-Fried. Bankman-Fried. Yeah. I naturally don't trust some people, so I didn't have any money in there, but he screwed everybody anyway. Sam Bankman-Fried. So, and Luna and Sam Bankman-Fried. There's nothing that bad this time as Luna, but I'm worried about Michael Saylor and what it means if he gets screwed. So, all right. We talked about Candace. You want me to get off of? I already did talk about Candace. Nobody has any questions about Candace. So I was just filling time, listening to people's, just answering questions, just trying to be nice and accommodating. But I think we're done. We talked about Candace. We've probably talked it to death. But I'm still trying to help people out, because it gives a bad name to conspiracy theories. That's all. Like, we have to do better, all of us. So, all right. So what about Valhalla? Yeah, I talked about it. We talked about it. It was crazy. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Good to see you. That'll be it for today. We talked about it. We covered it. We've probably talked about it to death. Might be talking about it again on Monday. We'll see. But thanks, everybody. We'll see you at the next one. You can follow me on Twitter if you want. I don't do much on there. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at lifttheveil411. Make sure to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment. We like you. We like the algorithm. All right. For now, that's what it is. Cheers, everybody.